Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is July 3rd, 2025, and Wojciech Szczesny has raised alarms as he has gone back to his job that he had prior to signing for Barcelona. Also, Aston Villa reportedly preparing an offer for Ferran Torres. And finally, we're going to talk about whether the links between Dumfries and Barcelona are real. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. We'll begin this video with the news that Wojciech Szczesny has raised alarms as he has returned to the show that he was doing prior to signing for Barcelona and after retiring from football. Now, Wojciech Szczesny's contract officially expired on June 30th, so technically he is a free agent now. But as you know, Barcelona are trying to extend the contract of Szczesny in order to have him as the second goalkeeper, as Barcelona plan to have Joan Garcia as their first goalkeeper for the upcoming season. And even though there have been plenty of reports stating that Wojciech Szczesny will sign the contract renewal, it's just a matter of him coming back from vacation to the city of Barcelona. Today, alarms were raised as it was announced that Szczesny will be going back to the YouTube show that he was doing before joining Barcelona and after retiring, which is called Prostov Eschen. I hope I said that correctly, but that's Polish for straight to the bone. And this has raised alarms because people are wondering now, is Szczesny, gonna work at this show and just go back to retirement? Is he not going to renew? I personally do not know, but as far as what I've heard from sources at the club is they're saying that Szczesny has agreed to renew. The contract is drawn, the terms are agreed to, and it's just a matter of him going back from vacation to the city of Barcelona. And once he does, he will sign it. That's at least what Barcelona's sources sources at the club are reporting. I mean, after all, this could be just a few episodes that he might do before going back. I guess time will tell. Now, on to the next bit of news, because it's reported that Aston Villa are preparing an offer for Ferran Torres. Now, the 25-year-old Barcelona attacker had a pretty good season, scoring 19 goals and provided 7 assists despite being on the bench for most of the matches last season. And this, of course, has caught the attention of other clubs, more specifically Aston Villa, where it's reported that Unai Emery is trying to convince Ferran Torres to join the Premier League club. Ferran, who has a contract with Barcelona until 2027. Now, it's reported that Aston Villa have stopped the pursuit of Marcus Rashford. As you know, Rashford spent the second half of last season at Aston Villa on loan, and they were planning to sign him, but now they have stopped that pursuit because they prefer to sign Ferran Torres, and it's reported that Aston Villa will be willing to pay upwards of 35 million euros for the Barcelona attacker. Now, Ferran Torres, of course, does not plan to leave. He wants to stay in Barcelona, but as any other player, if Barcelona receive a decent offer, they would put it on the table or present it to the player to see if he would be interested in taking it or not. I personally, if Ferran Torres stays, I'm okay with that, but if he leaves, I'm also okay with that. I think 35 million euros could go a long, long way in helping the registration and signing of Nico Williams and the registration of Joan Garcia. But again, if he stays, I don't mind. After all, he was really good off the bench. But of course, I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. Would you sell Ferran Torres if it was up to you? Yes, no? Let me know down below in the comment section. Now, speaking of offers, of interest, of Barcelona maybe not putting players on the market, we have to talk about Marc Casado, because I've been seeing a lot of reports stating that Barcelona are considering offloading Casado, that Barcelona are getting a lot of interest for Casado, so now they could consider selling him. Or I'm here to clear up those rumors, because Marc Casado is not currently on the market. In other words, Hansi Flick considers Marc Casado a very valuable player and he wants to keep him on the squad. The sporting department, Deco and his staff, they highly value Casado and they also consider him as a valuable player. So as of now, Barcelona are not planning to put Marc Casado on the market. However, just like Ferran Torres and just like any other player, for the exception of just a few like Lamine Yamal, Pau Cubarsí, or Pedri, if Barcelona were to receive a big offer for Marc Casado, they would present it to the player and see, hey, are you interested? Yes, okay, fine, we'll sell you. No, then you're staying. And that goes for every player on the squad. Again, for the exception of 2 or 3 players like Lamine, Pedri, Cubarsí. The rest, if Barcelona get a big offer, they would present it to the player. That doesn't mean that Barcelona are planning to sell Casado or that they want to put him on the market. This just means that if they get a big offer, they have to consider it given the club's finances. But no plans to sell Casado, or at least for now, because again, Flick, Deco, and the sporting department all highly value the Barcelona midfielder. Now, on to the next bit of news, because another player who has been heavily linked with Barcelona is, of course, Dumfries, because there have been a lot of reports stating that Barcelona are interested in the 29-year-old Inter Milan right back. In fact, Fabrizio Romano tweeted about it. So I am here to clarify what's going on with Dumfries, who does have a 25 million euro release clause, which makes him pretty affordable given his talent and his level of skills. But I'm here to tell you that no, Barcelona are not considering his signing. Now, are Barcelona interested in Dumfries? 100%. In fact, I told you, I think this was in May, that Flick liked that profile of Dumfries. So, of course, Barcelona do like Dumfries. Would they love to have him? Absolutely. Who wouldn't? But are Barcelona actively trying to negotiate or trying to sign the player? No. Why? Not because Dumfries would not be a great addition to the club, but it's because, of course, Barcelona's finances. Because right now, it's Barcelona's priority to trigger the release clause of Nico Williams, register him and Joan Garcia, finish the signing of Rooney Bargi, and then they'll see if they have enough margin on their financial fair play to make other signings. But for now, Barcelona cannot afford to pay the 25 million euro release clause of Dumfries. This doesn't mean that they wouldn't love to have him. Yes, they would be interested. Who wouldn't be? But there's no active pursuit of the player, despite all the reports that are currently surfacing or circulating the media. Now, we'll end today's video with the news that Ivan Rakitic has officially retired from football at the age of 37 after spending an entire season at Hajduk Split, and that's the club where he will remain, but not as a player, but instead as an assistant sporting director. And who knows, maybe if he starts getting experience at smaller clubs, maybe one day he can come to Barcelona and help with Barcelona scouting. But of course, it's too early to tell. He first has to, get his feet wet, get some experience. But Rakitic spent 310 matches or played 310 matches with Barcelona, where he scored 35 goals, provided 42 assists, and where he won a Champions League, UEFA Super Cup, Club World Cup, 4 La Ligas, 4 Copa del Reyes, and 2 Spanish Super Cup. An absolute Barca legend who has now decided to hang his boots. And of course, I wish Ivan Rakitic a very fulfilling retirement. That is all for this video. I did upload another video before this one. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.